Tonight, we begin a week-long series looking at the opioid epidemic, a serious issue around the country.
The word epidemic gets used a lot these days, but it may be the case that that word is not strong enough to describe this country's recent surge in opioid addiction.
This is probably the worst drug situation in our country in decades, if not a century.
More often than not, they're getting addicted to heroin because they've received a prescription for a very strong opioid medication.
Every day brings another story about the depth of this country's opioid crisis. Overdoses up, emergency services overwhelmed, another family burying a loved one.
I was announced dead 3 different times. A mother had to hear that her 17-year-old daughter was dead, which I don't think any mother should hear.
I took my whole script in like 2 days. I went home to my parents' house and passed out basically, and my mom couldn't wake me up, so she called an ambulance and I woke up in the hospital.
I actually had a friend of mine that prepared, this rig and actually had shot me up for me. And it got to a point where I was so sick that I could not do anything.
The people I were with, they just left me there. And then the next day, someone I knew found me and took me to the ER.
Drugs had taken me to multiple places I would have never thought I'd been.
I had gone to my doctor and was prescribed Tylenol 3s with codeine for migraines. And that was, I fell in love with them. And that's what started my road of drug addiction.
And I fell in love instantly.
My grandpa was a cancer patient, so when I was younger, it came really easy for me. So is my father. I stole a lot of my father's pills when I was young, and then it got to the point of just buying them from kids at school. Every friend's house I went to, the first thing I went was either the kitchen medicine cabinet or in their bathroom medicine cabinet. I stole for what I had to do.
You can find prescriptions in just about any medicine cabinet in every house across the United States. And occasional snorting pills here and there, needing pills here and there just wasn't enough. So I decided to upgrade to opiate-based pills only. As my addiction progressed, my habit became very expensive.
During my whole active addiction, I stole from anyone that I could to support my habit. All of my relationships suffered because of it. I was stealing from my employer to support my drug habit. By the time I was 18, I was using every day. I went through almost all of my 20s using drugs as much as I could.
I was using every single day. I was getting involved in people and places that I know that wasn't good for me. Having people die. I was in a coma for quite a while. I don't really remember that time period of my life. My whole life's kind of a blur. Using definitely took a part of me away.
I got arrested again. I spent about 4 days in jail. I detoxed in jail, and I was introduced to Recovery Court, and they accepted me in the program.
And it wasn't until my acceptance into the drug program that I even got a chance to realize how many lives I damaged, how many relationships I damaged, how I damaged myself. The one thing that I can contribute most of my sobriety to and where I'm at today was just those 90 days in treatment. Gave me 90 days to focus on myself and who I was, because I'd been doing drugs so long, I didn't even know who I was or who I wanted to be. My addiction was so powerful that it had me convinced that this was who I was, and this was the only option for me, was to be self-medicating the rest of my life. And it wasn't until I got into treatment that I realized that there is, you know, a way to live sober, and that was a big thing for me.
I didn't want to stop using because using is all that I knew. And I didn't think there was another way to live, but I remember crying at night, just hoping that if there was something out there to either kill me or show me a new way to live, because I was sick and tired. And I just knew I had to live differently because I didn't want to be this miserable anymore.
It seems hopeless, but it's not. You can do this. There is help out there. You just have to make that decision.